Thank you, Anne-Marie. This is an exciting day, I think, for a number of reasons. I can tell you that Her Majesty is a gracious majesty. So it's good to be here with all of you to congratulate those of you who are coming into the cabinet for the first time. So Minister Davis, Minister Haley, Minister Letto. The fact that the Premier has invited you into his cabinet shows confidence in you and your abilities to carry out responsibilities that come with governing. To Minister Cody and Minister Hawkins, to have you back in roles that you once occupied before. Obviously, you did a good job there as well. Being able to be part of a government is so important. And I think when you're called upon as a government to govern a province that we all love, a province that I know you all love, then you want to do your very best. And those who offer themselves for public service, I commend you. It comes with its challenges. So those of you who are going into the cabinet for the first time, I know you've faced challenges before, but maybe none of the magnitude that you will face now, because of course, when there are challenges, there come responsibilities. And a wise lady once said to me, there will always be challenges in life, but how you meet those challenges, how you deal with them, is what makes a difference. So I encourage all of you to take on your new roles with vigor. I know you will, but to never forget how you got to where you are. First, you're an MHA. You were elected by people to represent them. So in addition to being an MHA, those are the people who got you here. You now have a larger responsibility, and that is to the province as a whole. So I commend all of you who serve. I commend all who offer themselves for public service. Sometimes it can be hard, not just hard on those who are offering themselves, but on your families. And I do know that there are very few who go into public service who do it without the support of their families, because we really need our families behind us. So for all of you, for your families, I'm sure that you understand how important this role is. You know there will be challenges. You know you will have to face those challenges, but you challenge them, and all who come at you in a way that you listen to them and understand what they're saying. For the new ministers, a word of advice, if I can give advice, always listen to those outside of your department. It's really important to never lose sight of those throughout the province who have so much advice to offer. Always be willing to listen. And while we have a terrific public service in our province, it's really important to listen to all Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. And that way, you will be able to develop really good policy and run a really effective department and have a really good government. Thank you, and congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
It's a pleasure for me to be here with you today at this swearing-in ceremony. I think those of us that have watched this government since 2015 and really at the early stages of her mandate, we advanced and took the way forward, which was our vision for growth and sustainability for Newfoundland and Labrador. I will say that we've been very fortunate to have a group of ministers and supported by our caucus that have played a major contributing role in the last 3 years of our government. We've carried out our roles and our responsibilities with the vision of a diversified province and one to increase the standard of living for all of us, that live here. And over the last 3 years, we have made some significant gains and progress for our province. We've attracted literally hundreds of millions of dollars in global investment, and we've used that to strengthen our economy. We took on as our mandate to make sure that when we spend taxpayers' money, we do so in the most efficient way, not losing sight of outcomes, but always maintaining that it's really not our money that we're spending. It is really the people of Newfoundland and Labrador. We've taken on some significant changes in transitioning, as an example, our Department of Early Childhood and Education to an education action plan that has been put in place as a result of the Premier's task force on improving educational outcomes. And we're seeing the results of that already. The Towards Recovery Plan for mental health and addictions, I think so far when I look at the significant progress that we have made in our province is we're seeing this in every single region of Newfoundland and Labrador. And of course, all of those that have followed my career, this is something that has been a big priority for me. So over the recent months, I want to say thank you to Minister Andrew Parsons, who is actually traveling home today, and to Minister Hal Hawkins for stepping up for the last 6-7 months and taking a little extra share of the burden. But today I'm really pleased to announce the new cabinet that was just announced we put in place to successfully to continue to carry out the priorities and the mandate of our government into 2019 and beyond. So in establishing this cabinet, we are adding some new talent, putting some new perspectives to what are the portfolios of our government. So before I do that, I want to thank everyone who just tirelessly work on behalf of government, and the Lieutenant Governor mentioned already about the public sector. But all of those caucus members and some of you who were brought into cabinet today, I want to thank you for the work that you have done in your respective mandates. How you've truly enhanced the quality of life for Newfoundlanders and Labradorians throughout our province. And I want to welcome the new faces of cabinet, who appreciate the significance of the opportunity and the magnitude of the responsibility. And as our Honour so eloquently pointed out, it comes with a responsibility to all Newfoundland and Labrador. We are elected by people in our districts, but with this announcement today, many of you will take on the added responsibilities of working for every single region of Newfoundland and Labrador. You are joining a cabinet with some new faces, and in addition to that, it reflects the priority of our government. Important today is that I've established a minister responsible for the status of women as a standalone ministerial role to advance our efforts to promote women in leadership. And in doing so, I want to thank Minister Siobhan Cody, who has done a tremendous amount of work in this role, engaging in consultation and preparing a framework to advance women in leadership roles. And in doing so, in establishing this role, we now have a minister dedicated to advancing this work and then implementing that framework. So I'm excited that we now have a new team that will carry on with the government's mandate into 2019 and beyond. And I am sure you are also very eager to be sworn in today. I also want to share some stories, because this has been a great day. It started very early for me, and I said, today I'm going to do this. I've thought about it, I've reflected. Today was the day to make the decision to make the cabinet shuffle that we are here today with this swearing-in ceremony. It's been a busy day, but I think it started out early, and I want to thank the officials, many of them are here in this room today, for stepping up once again, as you always do, in making this day the success that it is. In doing so, as I invited new cabinet members in today, there's a story that I shared with all of you after the shock, and some of you that found out about this at 2:30, 2:45 or so. And by the way, I said, not sure if I told you the time, it's going to happen at 4:30. So, and then you had to make the calls and then try and figure out what the story would be for those that were home and that you were going to share this day with. But one thing that I said to everyone here today, and this speaks to all of our cabinet, is that never forget we have caucus members there, that there's not one of them that sits in the caucus today as our backbenchers that would not want to be in the seat that you're in and to be at their ceremony today. So we must accept their roles, accept it with the responsibility and the respectfulness and the professionalism that comes with it, but keep in mind, we have a group of people there beyond us, standing beyond us with our caucus that are there to support you every step along the way. And we have a group of a broader reach in this province that are there with you and looking for your leadership as you take their priorities into your department so we can make the necessary improvements for all Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. So congratulations, and thank you everyone for coming out and sharing this ceremony with us today. So thank you.